talking about today?
Mom and sister were
Both.
like, I'm like,
Oh,
I
okay.
have to be there for 2 o'clock.
Lead the way.
They're like, I just need to do this one more thing. It's 2 o'clock.
Okay.
I can't stop working.
Alexander. I'm here with Alexander, and it's July 2015, and he's going to tell us a little bit about Stolen Bikes NOLA, which is the organization he's with, and he's going to talk about the rally we had today in front of City Hall, just to give us a summary.
My name, well, you just said my name, so I don't know why I should say my name again. It's just, I guess it's human nature. Anyway, I'm from Stolen Bikes NOLA. We are a group that pretty much helps you find your stolen bike, and we have a pretty good success rate. And we just did a City Hall die-in with members from Bike Easy, and NOLA Social Ride, and members of the Bad News Bike Club, who are all here. And about, well, I want to say about 100 people. About 100 people. We stormed the stairs of City Hall, and we held a die-in in respect for the 6 cyclists that have died in the past 2 years, which, as far as I'm concerned, is a little too much. 1 is enough. We had a service for the ghost bike we put up in front of City Hall, which needs to be put up there, and I hope it stays up there as a reminder that I want that ghost bike to be a reminder of no more ghost bikes. It's the first ghost bike that the Bad News Club ever made that no one died for. So as far as I'm concerned, that is a bike, ghost bike, warning bike, saying no more.
And I'd like to echo something that you said today, which is a real good statement that needs to be promoted. And that's when you said, it's not the bicyclists against the vehicles. We need to partner together and find a way to partner together to make this happen. So I wanted to emphasize, I want to make sure I got your words correct.
Yeah, it's like it's not a bicyclist versus motorist, cyclist versus vehicle thing. It is not. It's not my street. It's not your street. It's our street. And every argument we've had about like cycling rights and cycling safety in the city, it always gets turned around. Somebody yells out, well, I saw this cyclist do that, and then the cyclist booms back, well, I saw this car do this, and this car did this to me, this guy did this to me. And when it comes down to it, there's bad cyclists and there's bad motorists. It's a given. I know we can't change, we'll be able to change it someday eventually, I know. But what we really need to focus on is why this happens. Like, why is the cyclist going down one-way street? Did you ever thought to think the street over is so bad and so horrible they can't ride their bike down it, so they're having to go against traffic? Stuff like that. I mean, and how many times have you on your bike been going with the flow of traffic, and out of nowhere comes the huge crater, the size of craters of those on Mars, and you swerve to avoid that crater, and you could get hit, and you got a motorist who's right by you and like just screaming at you. But it's like either do or you don't. I mean, it's a horrible, frustrating situation, and it all comes down to infrastructure. I mean, how many times, especially here in New Orleans, how many times have you been going down the street, parking on both sides, and cars are flying down the street, and you're like, well, you know what, I'm going to play it safe, I'm going to hit the sidewalk, which you know they say is illegal, but the whole reason why you're doing that is for your own safety. I mean, are you going to blame for this? No. I mean, this is a total infrastructure issue, and it needs to be addressed. And the main thing, like, and infrastructure affects everybody. Prime example is the school on St. Claude right across from Kebab. When school gets out, you'll see kids literally running for their life across St. Claude. It's scary. I mean, you're literally like, it's like, oh, you're like biting your nails, and like it's just in fear of like some child getting run over. And there's no red lights for crosswalks. There's nothing.
So everybody benefits when the roads are paved. The motorist benefits because they don't have to pay as much for maintenance on their car, and the pedestrians benefits when the sidewalks are okay,
right?
And the streets are for bicyclists, and then there's a lot of miscommunication, like you said. Sometimes you have a reason why you're doing something. If there's glass on the road,
exactly,
or if there's something that you have to avoid, a brief period of time, you might get over, and then it would irritate the motorist. So let me ask you something else about.
All I remember is her seeing me and just going, yes.
What do you hope that this event accomplished today with the city? What should the city be working on?
They're paying attention to us now. I mean, one of the main complaints I hear from many cyclists, including myself, is that we're not taken seriously. It almost feels like our lives don't matter. Prime example, the Iron Man, Frank Quinn, who died last year, the guy that hit and run and killed him. Oh, wait, was it a hit and run? No, I don't think it was a hit and run. I don't know. But anyway, the guy that hit and killed Frank Quinn, the Iron Man, it got out early. He didn't serve a full sentence. Another prime example, the gentleman that ran over, which was a hit and run, ran over and left Ben Gregory to die. The police didn't arrest him. They found him, and they called him, and he's like, "You'll hear from my lawyer." So you're pretty much telling us our lives really aren't that important. You know, I mean, it's almost like if you want to commit murder in this city, just run over a cyclist. And I want that to be addressed very, very badly. But I mean, like, the city is finally listening to cyclists about like the infrastructure problem and stuff like that, and that's a good thing. And that's what I hope. And we'll see.
So we need to bring in a district attorney and state leaders in the judicial system. We need to bring those in the discussions of these things to make sure they're aware of these things that we're talking about today and that other people have been talking about. We need to bring them in and see if they can change the law for the future. Somebody shouldn't be allowed to get out on good behavior after 14 months of negligent homicide. So, and there's a lot of other situations that we haven't mentioned today, but we need to bring those people into the discussions. We need to encourage Bike Easy. We need to also have the Regional Planning Commission involved.
Right.
I've been working with them off and on at different points of the years. So thank you very much for your interview today, and we hope to see you again.